Lately, we've seen a wave of mid-range smartphones launching one after another, all hovering around that £300 price range. We've already checked out the Honor Win RT, OnePlus Ace 6T, and iQOO Neo 11, and now Redmi has entered the chat with the Turbo 5 Max. So what do you think about its pricing? It starts at 1,299 yuan in China, which works out to roughly £240 in the UK. For this review, I went straight for the top spec, 16GB RAM with 1TB storage. The color I picked is Auspicious Cloud White. Why not Sunshine Dust? Well, I compared that shade side by side with my iPhone 17 Pro Max in store, and honestly, it looked way too similar and a bit too flashy for my taste, so I decided to switch things up. All right, let's jump into the unboxing, and don't forget to hit that like button. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from Maiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Inside the box, you get a TPU soft case and the classic 100-watt fast charger. Now, take a look at this Auspicious Cloud White finish. Go ahead and rate it from 1 to 5 in your head. Personally, I think it feels surprisingly premium. The fiberglass back has this frosted texture that's really pleasant to touch. Redmi skipped glass here to keep the weight down after adding other materials. The logo pops with a red accent that matches the brand colors nicely. The dual-tone camera deco on the back is smaller than last generation, but Redmi kept that hidden light strip, a signature Turbo series detail. Weight-wise, it's about 220 grams without a screen protector and around 224 grams with one installed. And I have to give credit where it's due. The metal frame feels excellent. For this price range, the Turbo 5 Max really stands out in terms of overall design and build quality. What do you think? Are you feeling this look? Let's power it on. Up front, you're getting that familiar Xiaomi-style flat display with slim bezels. I won't go deep into the usual advantages, but applying a screen protector here is definitely easier, and viewing angles are noticeably better than curved screens. This flat design also gives it a bit of an Apple vibe. The display measures 6.83 inches with a 1.5K resolution, which is pretty standard for mid-range phones these days. Same size as my OnePlus Ace 6T. Redmi also nailed the corner curves. They look more balanced and actually remind me a lot of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I think the larger size mainly helps with internal layout and component choices. Plus, gamers get more space to work with, and the phone feels better in hand. Outdoor visibility is solid, though I noticed the automatic brightness can be a bit aggressive during everyday use. For eye care, Redmi includes its Green Mountain eye protection system, letting you tweak blue light filtering, paper-like textures, and more. It combines DC dimming with ultra-high frequency 3840 Hz PWM, which, in my opinion, is way better than Apple's 480 Hz low-frequency PWM at full brightness. As for Apple's eye protection, yeah, let's just move on. So, quick question. How would you rate the Turbo 5 Max screen from 1 to 5? After spending some time with both the Turbo 5 and Turbo 5 Max, it's clear that Redmi has really figured out how to handle Dimensity chips. And that brings us to the processor. Even though it sounds like a flagship class name, this chip is basically a rebranded Dimensity Star 9400. It shares the same MT6991 code name as the Dimensity 9400, which is actually a good thing. Future system updates don't need separate builds, and optimization carries over smoothly. The newer 9500S can be updated just like the 9400. On the hardware side, both CPU and GPU performance are a big leap over the previous Snapdragon 8500 generation. Honestly, its real competition isn't the 8500. It's closer to flagship chips like the 8 Elite. We'll compare real-world performance with the OnePlus Ace 6T in a bit. In the past, Redmi's mid-range phones didn't always impress me when it came to system smoothness and animations, but after using the Turbo 5 Max, I can say HyperOS 3 feels much more polished. Before, this level of fluidity was something you'd only find on high-end devices. Now, it genuinely feels capable of going head-to-head with top-tier systems like ColorOS 16. Everyday scrolling, app transitions, and animation handling are all noticeably better. If you can, I'd really recommend trying it out in person. Now let's talk gaming. In our test setup, 22 degrees Celsius room temperature, Wi-Fi connected, and the game running at full 120 FPS for 30 minutes, the Redmi Turbo 5 Max averaged 118.6 FP. The lowest dip was 91 FPS with a frame variance of just 1.3 fps. The phone reached a temperature of 37.4 degrees Celsius. Compared to the A6T in the same conditions, which stayed at 35.8 degrees Celsius, the Turbo 5 Max ran slightly warmer and had a slightly lower average frame rate. But here's the interesting part. Power consumption on the Turbo 5 Max was only 4.09 watts, while the A6T pulled 4.71 watts. That means for low to medium performance scenarios, the 9500S chip is clearly more power efficient. Alright, now let's push things further with a heavier game test. With high resolution enabled and the frame rate capped at 60 FPS, we played for 15 minutes. The Turbo 5 Max delivered an average of 57.6 FPS with a frame drop gap of 12.4 FPS, and 98% of the gameplay stayed above 45 FPS. Power draw came in at 4.171 watts. Now let's compare that to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. Here, the average frame rate drops to 53.5 FPS with a much larger fluctuation of 34.2 fps. Only 88.1% of frames manage to stay above 45 FPS. Temperature-wise, it runs about 2.5 degrees Celsius cooler than the Dimensity 500S, but power consumption jumps up to 4.7 watts. So when you put it all together, the Turbo 5 Max clearly benefits from its chip's large cache and stronger efficiency, giving it a higher gaming performance ceiling. Even though it runs slightly warmer than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, it still comes out ahead in both average frame rate and overall efficiency. So let me know, what's your take on the Snapdragon 9500S so far? Now let's quickly talk cameras. Like most phones in this segment, the Redmi Turbo 5 Max sticks with a dual camera setup, a main sensor plus an ultra-wide, with Realme Neo 8 being the exception. The main camera here uses the Light Hunter 600, which is an upgraded version of the previous L-White 600, adding features like dual native ISO to improve dynamic range. The ultra-wide camera is pretty much what you'd expect. Not amazing, but better than having nothing. We also compared it with the OnePlus Ace 6T. In certain food shots, you can see that OnePlus's LYT600 tuning feels more mature. Redmi, on the other hand, seems to focus on richer layering with a subtle Leica-style rendering and stronger dynamic range retention. So the difference really comes down to image style rather than pure quality. Let's check out some sample photos. After looking at these, which one do you think does better? Moving on to battery and charging. The Turbo 5 Max packs a massive 9,000 mAh battery with 100 watts wired charging and 27 watts reverse charging. Compared to the A6T's 8,300 mAh battery, which also supports 100 watts wired charging, Redmi definitely has the larger capacity here. Both phones offer reverse charging too, one at 18 watts, the other at 27 watts, which can actually come in handy as an emergency power bank. I've heard Redmi claiming that this battery life rivals some 10,000 mAh devices, probably pointing at the Honor Win RT. Personally, once you're around the 9,000 mAh mark, I don't think the exact number matters that much anymore. In real-world use, this easily lasts a full day, giving me around 9 hours of screen-on time. That's bigger than the batteries in many tablets. What I care more about is charging speed. With such a large battery, the Turbo 5 Max takes about 70 minutes to fully charge at 100 watts in my testing. How do you guys feel about that? Over the past year, I've really appreciated how third-party charging standards like PPS are becoming more widely supported. Phones like the Ace 6T and Mate 80 Pro Max already support 55-watt PPS, which is solid, but the Turbo 5 Max pushes this all the way to 100-watt PPS, meaning you don't have to stress about compatibility with chargers or power banks anymore. So what's your opinion on the Turbo 5 Max's power setup? Looking at the rest of the package, the Max feels very well-rounded. You get infrared, NFC, a metal frame, and serious durability with IP66, IP68, IP69, and even IP69K water and dust resistance. The X-axis motor is the familiar 0809 unit. We'll test its vibration feedback in a moment. The speakers also use dual 1115F chips, and we'll show an audio comparison toward the end. So overall, how do you feel about the Redmi Turbo 5 Max? For me, it's more than capable for everyday use. As for storage options, I think the 512GB version currently offers the best value, especially since memory prices have been climbing lately. That's it for today. See you in the next video.